Welcome back to Comic Book Cove. It's part 2 of my recaps and reviews of Week 4 DC Rebirth titles. I'll be discussing The Flash #1, Aquaman #1, and Action Comics number 958. As always, spoilers ahead. The Flash #1. We see more interaction with a character named August, who we see in a flashback was there and called for help when Barry got struck by lightning. Barry and August have a history, as Barry was examining the evidence of August's brother's murder. This history is expanded upon more in this issue. The Flash is trying to be everywhere he is needed, although he guilts himself in thinking that he is not fast enough and can never be everywhere needed or two places at once. As Barry Allen, he investigates a crime scene at Star Labs that was made to look like a smash and grab, but proves to be a cover for something more specific. On the scene is August, who mentions that he will be a police escort for a Star Labs transport that night, and a lady named Kristen, who is a CSI agent and has covered for Barry before in situations. Barry has an engagement with the new Wally West and Iris. They have a discussion and the topic turns to Barry just always pushing himself to do more. Just then, fire trucks and cops' cars drive by. Seems there is a fire in an apartment building and a Star Labs transport under attack. Barry races into action as the Flash. He must decide which event he needs to go to first. He decides he can do both, going to the apartment fire first, since it should only take a minute, and Star Labs transport has a police escort that should be able to hold off the attack. Evacuating the apartment takes a little longer than Flash anticipated. While at the Star Labs transport, Detective August and the police escort are under heavy fire. These are the same people who were involved in the break-in at Star Labs earlier today. They are also wearing a symbol on their chest, which August recognizes as the same symbol that was spray-painted at his brother's crime scene. They call themselves the Black Hole and proceed to shoot at Detective August. The Flash is racing to save August, but he is already too late. Suddenly, lightning engulfs August, and some type of lightning apparition attacks the gunman. We then see August crackling with Speed Force energy and lightning coming from his eyes. Do we have a new speedster in August? Did the initial lightning bolt that hit Barry Allen somehow affect August? Or is this something new? This issue was more about the guilt Flash/Barry Allen felt about not being able to be everywhere. Maybe with a few new speedsters, he shouldn't have that concern. And who is what is the Black Hole organization? Aquaman #1. We didn't have to wait too long for Black Manta to make his move. Aquaman and his wife Mira are anticipating today's opening of the Sundrift Station, the Atlantean Dry Land Embassy. Aquaman hopes this embassy will be a step in improving relations with Atlanteans and humans. Ray Delany from the Daily Planet and Lieutenant Joanna Stubbs from the Royal Navy are among the guests at the embassy. Stubbs is the British naval liaison to Atlantis, while Delany is the reporter covering the story for the Daily Planet. After introductions by Aquaman and Mira, the guests are shown to a reception room where they try some Atlantean cuisine. The food doesn't agree with Delany and he goes to the bathroom. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Stubbs has a conversation with Captain Sark and then Mira. It seems Mira knows quite a bit about Stubbs, so I expect her to be a supporting character in this book. Captain Sark of the King's Household Guard goes to check on Delany, who it turns out didn't go to the bathroom. Rather, he went down the hallway and planted explosives. And it turns out that the real Ray Delany is in the trunk of his car dead, and it's Black Manta with holographic technology that took his place. The charges go off and he blows a hole in the embassy. While Mira holds back the water, Aquaman's finds Captain Sark dead. Black Manta appears and shoots Mira, and a fight with Aquaman begins. Black Manta wants to destroy everything Aquaman holds dear, and that's how this issue ends. Black Manta looking to destroy Aquaman. This issue quickly picked up the pace, and I wonder what will happen with Aquaman's plans if Black Manta has his way. Action Comics number 958. The fight between Superman and Doomsday continues in this issue. Mr. Oz is watching the fight. Also on his monitor is Lois and son Jonathan and Clark Kent. Doomsday is fighting more viciously than Superman previously remembers. Jimmy Olsen is trying to question this Clark on who he truly is. and Lex Luthor comes in guns blazing thinking he can stop Doomsday by himself. Towards the end of the issue, Jonathan wants to go help his dad, and he starts to lift off the ground as Lois tells him not to. Lex Luthor gets in the way only to get his armor destroyed by Doomsday. As Doomsday is about to crush Luthor's head, Mr. Oz watches from the monitors and wonders what Kal-El will do next. A lot of action and mystery in this issue. Who is Clark Kent? Is he somehow the new 52 Clark Kent? How did Doomsday get back to Metropolis? Will Jonathan join the fight? Will Superman be able to save Luthor and stop Doomsday? And what is Mr. Oz's part in all of this? This was one of my favorite issues. I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the pieces fall together. To recap these issues, The Flash #1 gives us the dilemma of Barry fighting his guilt and possibly a new speedster in August. Aquaman #1. It's the start of the Black Manta versus Aquaman fight in the Atlantean Embassy. Action Comics 958. It's more Superman versus Doomsday with quite a few interesting parties watching. This wraps up our segment of Comic Book Cove. Let us know what you think so far with the DC Rebirth titles. Leave us a comment on our Delve Into the Void YouTube channel and Facebook page. I'm Tom Morris. Keep reading and enjoying pop culture.